Hi Meow!
Meow!
And welcome back to the channel.
I'm Electra!
I'm Shoop.
And we are...
Chef Robot!
Woo!
So, this is a character that is from Orcs Unchained.
Yes, and it is a fusion character inspired by...
Oziel and Stinkeye.
And the name we came up with it was Stiziel.
So, this is the second character in the series that we're doing. The first character was one of my favorite characters.
Which was Yi Lin, and we did a gender bend and called them...
Ping Li.
Yes, which we got the name from Mulan.
Because I'm obsessed with that movie as well.
Yes. So what we started off with this is that we wrote all the characters down on a piece of paper because you wanted to draw them all.
Yes, and then we wrote little twists on each one of them. So gender bends, then we would do fusions.
And other secret stuff that we're not going to say because it's a secret.
And I wanted to do like something different each time instead of just doing like 5 gender bends and then 4 fusions. So this is the first fusion, and I did
a couple of sketches.
Yeah, I did like 3 sketches, and I was like, which one really like inspires me?
Yeah, and then like this one, out of all of them, was the surprising one because these are like the last 2 characters we was deciding what to do with them.
Yeah, because I wasn't really inspired by Stinkeye, but I was like, Oziel's pretty awesome. You usually run with him.
He's like my favorite because like he's OP.
Yeah. So I really thought it was the last person I was going to get inspiration for, but I decided to go for his second skin, which was
Nightwalker, and it's like this weird floating skeletal thing, but he still has a face.
But you can't see his legs in-game because they're invisible. So I was like, I really wanted to do something inspired by Rayman.
Yeah, the PlayStation game, there was like a multiplayer one that we played like ages ago, and you were like obsessed with it.
Yeah, so I was like, we'll do a scary version of that. We'll use the torso from Stinkeye and the arms, but we'll focus in on the skull and make it blue. Because in the skin, it's like the whole skeleton is blue except for the skull, and I was like,
it's weird. But, you know, the rest of it still looks cool, so take the cool part and make it awesome.
And I also gave him horns as well as a third eye, so it's 3 eyes instead of 1 or 2.
Yeah, because Stinkeye is like a cyclops mage ogre looking thing. It's really weird.
Yeah, and also I took this opportunity to get rid of the legs because the legs are best friends with the feet, and we all know that feet are
evil.
Yes.
For you anyways.
Yeah.
I find feet easy. My thing that I can't do are hands. Hands are like my bane of my existence.
Well, I did the hands for about like 3 hours or something, and I was like spending way too much time on this. I like drew a hand and then I shrunk it down, then I drew more of it, then shrunk it down again, and every single time I'd do a new hand or do an advancement so I wouldn't stuff up the last one, I'd just clone the layer over and over and over again.
You had like 100 layers, but it was good that you spent that much time because that's how you learn. The longer you spend on it, the more you study it. Then you go, oh, I did not realize that about that.
Well, I was going to get your help, and then I'm like sitting there going, I've got a hand. Why don't I just follow all these lines on my hands?
It's funny how that works. That's what I usually do. I like when I'm drawing hands, I'll pose my hand on the desk and go, now if this hand was facing this way, this is what it would look. And then I try and draw it. I'm like, that's much better.
Honestly, if I'm doing something and I look over at you and you're just staring at your hands while you're supposed to be drawing, it just looks insane. Like you just start staring there and then you just like twist your hand around constantly. I'm like, are you okay? And then you're like, can you put your hand like this? I'm like, muddle.
Well, that's it. Like, still life is really handy for that kind of stuff, especially when you're drawing people. It's like, you've got limbs, you've got eyes, look at those limbs and go, oh, okay, that's how that works.
And then to replace the leg area, I kind of put like some tattered material and stuff like that. And then by the end, it kind of looked like tentacles. And I was like, I can kind of see that. It's an evolution of the picture.
Just turned it into like a Cthulhu type character. It's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, well, I kind of imagine like octopuses and like squids and stuff like that as being more creepy if they've got like one eye.
Yeah, totally. And I really love how that turned out. But you like asked me for like an example, like what I find with like tattered stuff, I'm like, just draw it in the center and then work your way out.
Yeah, like the first way I did it in the video, I was like drawing all the tattered stuff, but I worked from underneath to forwards. and it looked like material. But as soon as it did your thing, I was like, it doesn't look like material anymore.
It's more like tentacles. It's
Yeah.
like, because I was like trying to give you like a simple technique on how to do it because you haven't done tattered clothes before.
Yeah.
I'm like, with tattered clothes, you do like all these weird wiggly lines and points everywhere, and it's like, oh, it looks tattered.
And then after that, I like shaded it to actually be round tentacles as well. And I think I did good at the shading when it comes to the body. Like it seemed really simple to do the chest muscles and stuff like that. And because it wasn't a full body, it was broken up.
Yeah.
It seemed a lot easier and not as intimidating.
And I think it turned out fantastic. Like, I barely helped you with this one at all. You pretty much did the whole thing. And for, usually you're always like, can I help with this? Can you help me with this? And like 2 things I think I helped you with, and that was it. And it turned out so cool.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome! And even you did effects for magical powers and stuff.
Oh, I had so much fun doing the effects. I was like, hey, so we did all the shading and all that stuff, and then when we got to the effects, I was like, I really want to do powers, and it was looking so bright and happy looking because of pinks and purples. I was like, I really want to put some black in there and some cool effects.
Yeah.
So going down there, it was what would you say? It was we did dots and little star shapes and stuff like that.
And I was like, just start making your layer on top, and then draw a flamey effect or something coming out of the eyes, and then you added it to the hands and the gem in the center of his chest.
Yeah, and then we added glow effects on top of it, and duplicated those layers and duplicated them, and then I got this star shape from a brush, and I was like, it just doesn't fit. And I'm like, I don't even know what I'm going to do with the background. So I stretched it really, really big, and put it in 3 different places, 3 different sizes.
Yeah.
And then an overlay effect, and it looked like cells, dying cells.
The background looks so freaking cool. And I was all like, whoa, what did you do? And I just used this brush. I'm like, that looks I was like, it looks like cells. I'm like, that looks so cool, and it makes the picture look so freaking creepy.
And I also, how I did the little tiny one?
Yeah.
I was imagining, Sailor Venus.
Yeah.
How she's got the star wit when she transforms. I was like, this theme song when they transform. I was humming that while painting it around her, him. And I was like, la 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 la.
And it turned out really cool. I really like how this one is my new favorite piece.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's it from us today.
Yeah, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
And if you want to commission us,
Yep, we've got links in the description to our Mino page, and on that you'll find the wiki. And it's commissions, you can pay with coins or sparkles or even real currency. But yeah, there's just heaps to choose from.
and click the bell emoticon thing on the side if you want to get notified by our videos.
Yeah, so you'll be fully updated whenever we post a new video. We're trying to post as many times as we possibly can. It's crazy. And that's it.
Bye, meow.
Meow.